Get him!
But that's alright.
Oh my god!
Yo guys, what is up? Moxie here with another Borderlands 3 video, and today we have a crazy Zane build for you guys. The amount of damage that this thing puts out is silly. It makes me very, very happy. Before we get into the build, this video is probably one of the last ones that I'll put or you allowed to be eligible to win the like, follow, obey skins. If you didn't know, we're giving away codes to the like, follow, obey skins, which are PAX E/Stream Team exclusive skins. All you got to do to enter is be subscribed and drop a comment to win one of these exclusive skins. And with that, let's get into the build. Now, I genuinely cannot take like any credit for this build. The build creator of this is a guy named Garwood. He won the takedown challenge for his Zane run, so he's clearly an amazing Zane player. And I saw him post a video of him doing this kill with Zane, and I thought it was crazy. The amount of damage made me very happy, so I DM'd him about it. He sent me this save file. I moved a few skill points around, but nothing too major. So big shout out to him, and also shout out to Thick Filet, who was the one who originally told me about this shield. Also another awesome Zane player. But the big mechanic of this build is we're using multiple projectiles with movement speed. We're scaling our damage. All of our damage is scaled off our movement speed. On top of our movement speed, we're using multiple projectiles and unlisted projectiles with a one-shotter shield. Now, the one-shotter shield is not your ordinary amp shield because it's a triple-rolled purple shield. The one-shotter shield boosts the damage of multiple projectile weapons much better than something like the Rear Router does. The Rear Router is a legendary amp shield. However, it doesn't work that great with multiple projectile weapons because the amp damage is so dispersed between all the projectiles on multiple projectile weapons that you really don't get much benefit from it. So we're using a one-shotter shield, which works a lot better. Even though the total amp damage is less, it's going to give proper damage boost to your multiple projectiles / unlisted projectiles. So this is an awesome shield. The only way to get this shield is out of vending machines or just a random drop. There's nothing you can specifically farm for it. So vending machines and random purple drops are going to be your friend. However, if you don't want to farm for it yourself, we do have this shield in the PS4 community and the Xbox community and the PC community in the Discord. So if you don't want to farm for it, make sure to join the Discord, pop into one of the trading sections and ask nicely, because we will be giving away these shields, and we have multiple elements on it on all the consoles. So super excited. I don't know if anyone on Stadia's got it, but we don't actually have a Stadia section if any of you guys are Stadia players. But with that, we're using the one-shotter, multiple projectiles, and an antifreeze class mod paired with the Snowdrift. Snowdrift gives us slide speed. The slide speed is the fastest we could possibly be going, and our +5 into violent momentum scales our gun damage with the amount of movement speed that we have. When we're sliding and shooting, we get a ridiculous amount of damage. Violent momentum with 10 out of 5 points is easily one of the highest damaging skills in the game. Single damaging skills. It's absolutely wild. The antifreeze gives us even more damage while we're sliding. So we're going to slide and shoot, and that one shot does ridiculous amounts of damage. Enough to one-shot pretty much any boss in the game that doesn't have immunity phases. Now, the skill tree that we're going with right now is just for bossing. I'm going to be working on developing this into a mobbing build, but just for this is pretty much just bossing, and everything that we're doing here is geared towards bossing. the notable things that we're picking up are Supersonic Man for more movement speed. Trick of the Light works against some bosses. Graveward it does work on. It's going to give us bonus cryo damage. Which one's real? You can use to swap places, so your enemy will target your clone, which will give you Trick of the Light. Doppelbanger if you want to end your action skill. One really crucial thing here that we're doing is we are using the multiple elements to spawn multiple projectiles. Kings and Queens calls work the exact same way that the recursion works, in that the more elemental damage that you have on them, or the more different elemental damages, the more projectiles you spawn. I found using Radiation and Incendiary was plenty with my Fire King's Call, and then we're using cryo damage as well. We're getting free cryo damage from Trick of the Light and from Cold Bore when we swap, which allows us to get 3 different elements, which spawns multiple projectiles, all getting tons of amp damage, all doing tons of damage. Other things that we're getting are Violent Speed, Drone Delivery, not needed. I actually shouldn't have put a point into that. I would move this point into Violence or Salvation. That's my bad. I'll have an updated skill tree in the description. But Deathfall is close. Blade Dirty for multiple shot chance. And then the biggest thing is we need Seeing Red. What we're doing here is we're throwing our thing off, our barrier off, which works. Well, when you throw your barrier off, it procs your action skill or your kill skills because we're using Seeing Red, and it refunds our cooldown immediately, which is really nice. It's kind of like Fake Grasping, but with Zane. Now, there isn't that much else to talk about. We're basically just grabbing as much damage as we possibly can. We're going to transition into showing you guys how we do this Graveward kill, because I was doing this for 3 hours and couldn't figure it out, and was switching around a bunch of different things on my own, trying to see what worked and what didn't. So let's transition to that. So for the general flow of these kills, I'll show off how to do the Graveward run. Our modifiers are right now with movement speed. That's fine, but you can jump down here, use the clone there to proc your first level of your action skills. You don't actually have to do any of this. You can wait, but now we have both of our kill skills procced, or our double action skills. We're gonna wait for him to slam here. So right as he's about to slam, I'm gonna toss that off, proc this. Now I got my on action skill end effects, grab my barrier, slide, shoot low, and he's one shot. One big thing to do here is shoot low on the hand. When you shoot lower on the hand, the actual projectiles can come back and hit the hand and crit. If you shoot up high, they won't hit the crit or just miss. So pretty cool to shoot underneath it. This is like bananas to see. I don't usually use other people's builds. I like making my own, but this was like just too crazy not to share. And if you guys haven't seen this, you totally should. But yeah, throwing this off procs our on action skill end. The Kings and Queens call both work the same way that the recursion does, and so having different elements on this gives us more projectiles. Is another reason why this is doing so much damage. So we've got fire damage here, we've got radiation damage, more fire damage, and we also have cryo damage because of Cold Bore. When we swap, I don't think I swapped there, but you could use Cold Bore and Trick of the Light for the bonus cryo damage. Which gives us 3 different damages, which gives us more projectiles. All those projectiles are going to get amped and do a crazy amount of damage. For your actual gear, like this antifreeze isn't even rolled that well. I just have weapon damage and the +5. But if you could get rolls like the one that we have on this Seeing Dead with weapon damage, pistol damage, Jacob's damage, that would be absolute overkill, because that would be ridiculous. The Snowdrift is the only thing you really need here. Snowdrift with some sort of bonus would be nice. This one's got pistol damage. This one's got incendiary damage. As long as you got a Snowdrift, you're pretty good. The one-shotter you need to have with a bonus element, and a grenade with another bonus element. I did this with a Sentinel Cryo. Queen's Call. So like it is flexible, but the 100 ASC will be the best. The other kills, you can use the Flacker to kill bosses because it's got multiple projectiles. You can use the Conference Call with all of its projectiles. You can use the Carrier. There's tons and tons of weapons that synergize with it. I'm just showing off a select few. But overall, this is absolutely crazy. All you gotta do, slide and shoot pretty much any multiple projectile weapon with the one-shotter, the antifreeze, and this build, and you will absolutely decimate bosses. That is it for the build video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. If you did, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!